You guys remember those PPP loans that the government was giving to businesses back in 2020 during the pandemic? The feds are now starting to crack down on people who obtained those PPP funds through fraudulent means. What was happening is a lot of businesses were submitting fake employment documents to show that they had all these employees, and they obtained fraudulent money. Also, a lot of people who actually did obtain the money in the correct manner by submitting the correct paperwork used the funds for things unrelated to their business. And the feds are cracking down on those people now. And some of those people who are being charged are now being convicted and are doing prison time for it. So, moral of the story, don't lie to the feds, don't lie on federal paperwork, because it's gonna catch up to you.
In 2020, I actually signed up for over 15 bogus small business loans. And since I'm already going to jail, it's time to tell my side of the story. Now, this scam started out like any other good scam. An error from the government, an opportunity for me. There was a form that you could fill out online, and it would ask you 3 questions. It would ask you, do you own a small business? You would check yes. Then it would ask you if you want $10,000. You check yes. And then it would say, do you promise you own a small business? And then you check yes again, and boom, 10,000 bucks. Now, this process was like taking candy from a baby. So once I got the 10,000, I did the right thing, and I told everyone I knew about. Now, at first, people were skeptical. They said, Drake, what do you mean you just answered 3 questions and then $10,000 appears in your account? But I assured them it was legit. So next thing you know, I was signing everybody up. I was taking their information, signing up for this loan, and then I was giving them $50 out of the $10,000. And until things went wrong, like really wrong, everybody was happy. And to be honest, no problems really occurred until they realized that, hey, maybe this Drake guy isn't a trapdoor salesman. Now, in my defense and everyone else's defense who had taken this opportunity, what else were we supposed to do? Big Brother had came down, locked us down, and told us we couldn't make any money. We were just doing what we had to do. I'm just glad I got to come on here and tell my side of the story. It's been real, and I will see you in 3 to 6 years.
The funniest thing on TikTok right now are the people that took out PPP loans, and now they're being contacted by the feds. They are going to court to see how much time they're going to spend in prison. They're coming on here talking about the process, and some people, they're acting as if somebody forced them to go and take out this PPP loan when you knew that you didn't have a business. You knew you didn't qualify for the loans, and you went ahead and collected it regardless. Applied for it, collected it, because how the PPP work is, right? Somebody knows somebody. The person who's making you get the loan, they're getting a cut, but their name is not on the PPP loan. So most of these people, the money that they got, they had to cut it, right? They had to cut that money, because it's a person that's making you meet that person so you can get the money. So they're getting their cut without getting into no trouble. That's how the PPP work. So the fact that everybody was getting everybody was getting unemployment, that didn't suffice you guys, and you went ahead and collected PPP loans, and then on here saying that you don't deserve the time that you guys are getting because you were being dishonest is the funniest thing to me. Like, no accountability. But I'm enjoying it all. I'm enjoying hearing everything, because it's one to get. This is what greed do to uno.
The Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, established under the CARES Act during the COVID-19 pandemic, aimed to provide financial relief to small businesses to retain their workforce. However, the program has been marred by widespread fraud, leading to numerous arrests and convictions. The Small Business Administration's Inspector General reported that at least 70,000 PPP loans are potentially fraudulent. The Department of Justice, DOJ, has been actively pursuing these cases, resulting in charges against over 50 individuals for fraudulently obtaining PPP loans. Notable cases: Massachusetts business owner Durga Prasad Rao was arrested for allegedly submitting fraudulent PPP loan applications totaling over $18 million for multiple companies he controlled. Texas couple, a Georgetown couple, received a combined 32-year federal prison sentence for their involvement in a PPP fraud scheme. Bank manager. A bank manager was sentenced to 65 months in prison for coordinating a multi-state COVID-19 relief program fraud scheme. Federal employees. 3 federal workers in Illinois were indicted for allegedly lying to acquire more than $20,000 each in PPP funds. Georgia trucker Roderick Billingsley was sentenced for obtaining a fraudulent PPP loan and operating illegal trucking businesses. Illinois state employees. A state watchdog uncovered at least $7.2 million in fraudulent claims involving over 275 instances of misconduct by Illinois state employees. Individuals involved in PPP loan fraud face serious legal repercussions, including charges of wire fraud, money laundering, and making false statements. Convictions can result in substantial prison sentences, hefty fines, and restitution orders. For instance, a man from Maine pleaded guilty to fraudulently obtaining PPP funds and faces up to 20 years in prison.
Directory of the people who took out their loans, y'all going to jail. I do not play with the IRS. My mama used to work for the IRS. I'm not playing with the government. Y'all are going to jail. For $792.6 billion have been taken out. Oh, y'all going to jail. My cousin gonna tell them he's got a Chick-fil-A now. He don't have a chick or nowhere to lay. He's going to jail. Oh, it's too brave for me. Oh, no, honey. Look at all these names. I don't want to put your business out. Y'all going to jail. Oh, my goodness. Let me double check. I know I ain't on here. Make sure nobody ain't use my information. Y'all are going to jail.
Y'all might not see me too much longer. I ended up getting a letter in the mail from the IRS. That fucking PPP loan got my motherfucking ass. That shit got me. I took out a loan for $50,000 and I don't know how I'm gonna pay that shit back. Like when you in a fucked up situation, you in a bind, you in a fucked up situation, man, you willing to do any motherfucking thing to get out that shit. You willing to do anything to get out that motherfucking shit. You know, I was just in a tight spot. I was in a tight spot and I needed some money. And I didn't know they was just offering people money. And it's just like, we was in a motherfucking recession and the fucking pandemic, man. Wasn't nobody working for real, man. And then they told me that I gotta pay the money back or I'm gonna face federal prison time, dog. Federal prison time, man. For some niggas, like y'all was just trying to. It's like this was a setup or some shit. And that was y'all playing with us like that, man. Why? This shit ain't right. This shit ain't right. Donald Trump, you gotta do something about this, bro. Help a nigga out. You say you fuck with us. You say you fuck with us. Shit, show me. Show me, Donald Trump. Fuck with me, nigga.
This young lady's story, she was doing this countdown, 30 days, sharing her story, how she ended up in the situation. She ended up getting sentenced to 9.5 years. So almost 10 years. They do it by months. So it's like 120 months is what she got. 114, I think. And I am just on this lady's page watching her story, talking about her really preparing her life to spend almost 10 years behind bars. And she has very, very young children. Like her youngest child is like 8 months old. And of course, there's a lot of mixed reactions to this. And she has other kids older, but the youngest was 8 months. But as someone whose parents have been locked up for an extended amount of time, there is a toll that is going to take on your kids. Not just you being in the system and away from your children. It's also the children not having their parent and having to trust other people to raise your children. It's just not a good place that you want to be in. And I'm just hopeful that when she gets out, her kids are going to be able to understand and possibly forgive her, because there's a lot that you miss during those moments. And it's so hard as the child to understand why the parent did what they did. She's taking accountability, so it's not like I can rag on her too much. Like, she understood, but I don't know if people don't understand, like, these type of fraud crimes when it comes to money, the government, taxes, these people are not playing. They will come after you. You get away with it for however long, then they're going to be calling.
That PPP loan came back to bite me in the ass, y'all. These folks want me to pay them so much money, and to think that I thought I was actually doing something right. You know how you be out here and you be trying to figure out, what your next move gonna be and how you gonna make it happen. And then when something like that comes along, it kind of puts you in a trance like, damn, this is actually something that I can actually get. Now keep in mind, I do have a business, you know, and I guess the person who did my paperwork kind of screwed up, and man, I'm put in a position where I either have to pay a lot of money or I could be going away for a while. And I never wanted that to be the case, you know. Man, that PPP loan was something, man. It was like a breakthrough for you, you know, when you were struggling and not knowing the outcome. So anybody who think that they got away with that shit, you didn't get away, man.
Look, I just got to be 100% with y'all. Y'all have to understand, when you do wrong, it comes back to you. You do wrong, it comes back to you. Don't think you can commit crimes or something fraudulent and think you're just going to coast through life and things won't come back.
In the
to
end,
you.
the PPP loan saga is like a real-life crime drama, but instead of getaway cars and secret hideouts, it's paperwork, wire transfers, and some very bad decisions. What was meant to save small businesses turned into a gold rush for fraudsters, and now the feds are knocking on doors like it's the season finale of America's Most Wanted, Pandemic Edition. It's wild, it's messy, and it raises a big question. When the money's flowing and no one's watching, who's tempted to cross the line? This is Orbit Point, where we shine a light on the stories hiding in plain sight. If this made you raise an eyebrow or two, don't forget to like, drop a comment, subscribe, and smash that notification bell like it owes you a stimulus check.